When anyone is thinking of marketing, they focus on lead generation or closing clients. But there's one critical element in SaaS marketing that can make or break your efforts at selling your software product. Hey there, if you're new here, then I'm Rig, and in this channel, we discuss tips, tricks, and strategies that can help SaaS startups take their business to the next level. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I release a new video every Wednesday and Sunday to help you grow your SaaS company. And in today's video, I'll be talking about one critical element that can make or break your efforts of selling your SaaS product. And without keeping the suspense for too long, that one element is your messaging and offer. And before you close off this video and go away, hear me out, because I'll tell you exactly how to fix that problem and see some drastic improvements in your closing percentages. Now, this is how a marketing cycle looks like. You select an audience based on what your product is, then you reach out to that audience with a said message, then you show them a demo of the product and you try to close the client. Now, most of you just focus on how you can deliver a better demo and close the client as soon as possible. But based on everything I have learned working with SaaS companies, your messaging and audience are more important than your demos and closing. And with the same audience, when you try out two different messages, again, that is going to give you a different result. Now, let's say that you are a lead generation tool and your message says that you can help anyone close clients faster by having access to their direct emails. Now, if you're operating in the marketing technology space, then such a message would not work because it's way too generic. There are hundreds of lead generation tools out there. Why would I give a damn about you? Now, if you're only focused on the demo and the closing, then you'll close at 2 to 3%, which you could have actually closed at 10 to 20%. But because your messaging was a little off, you probably lost all those customers. Now, getting the sale is really not that difficult, especially for a type of product that we just mentioned. All you have to do is reach out to the right people in the right communities and ask them to try out your product. But if your messaging is off, then it's extremely likely that you're not going to win out. Now, I've covered audience in a different video and how if you are, let's say, a workflow management tool targeting real estate agents, then rather than targeting everybody out there, you might be better served by targeting real estate agents that are listed only on Zillow, or better off if they have 5-star ratings or if they are running ads on their profiles, because then you know that they are serious about their profession or probably they've been in the profession for quite some time, rather than just taking your workflow management tool for real estate agents and trying to target everyone. That's not for this video. Here we are only going to be talking about how you can fix your offer. And I do believe that audience and messaging is sort of interlinked. Once you get clear on your message, you also become clear on who you should be approaching with that message. So let's first understand what I mean by a good offer. A good offer is one that tells you exactly what you're doing different from the competition. And I'll explain what I mean by that in just a second. So when you talk to startup founders and say, I'm having a look at your website, the first thing they'll tell you is, oh, don't worry about it, we are redoing it. And the funny thing is they'll keep rotating the same type of message, thinking that they are trying to be better or they're trying to be innovative, but they really never do the due diligence to find out who they are serving, what they are about, and how they are different from the competition, and call that out in the website. And that's because that is risky. The moment you call out, hey, we are not this, we are only meant for people like this, you stand the risk of losing potential buyers who could have opted for your solution. Or so you think. But what happens is the exact opposite. You cannot attract your ideal customers if you try to be everything to everybody. If you want to be just another software out there in the market doing this, then sure, by all means have that general message. But if you want people talking about your product and looking out for your product on the internet, then you have to be polarizing. You have to call out what makes you different. Let's take the example of Twist and Fleep, two very popular competitors to Slack. So if you look at their website, first of all, Fleep does not have an alternative page where they talk about how they are different from Slack. Twist has one. And Twist is also calling Slack on their website, other than having a dedicated page that telling prospects exactly what makes them different from Slack. So Twist is focused on async messaging and they try to address all the limitations of Slack. So Fleep is about async messaging. They focus on clarity, they remove that active status that's there on Slack and the constant notification system, etc. Now, since I've opened up a page that specifically talks about Slack versus Twist, you will see all these messages. But on the website, they have a small section where they tell you exactly what makes them different from Slack. And also, the messaging that Twist has is very different from that of Slack. Compare this to the messaging of Fleek, who just says that they are a team communication and collaboration tool. Now, I don't want to drag anybody down, and I don't know enough about the product of the two companies to comment on it, but I hope you get the point. So you want to call out your competitive differentiator and then make your messaging consistent. Twist calls itself the async messaging tool across all its online platforms, channels, and messages. And that is what you want to do. You don't want to have one type of messaging on the website and something different on the landing page and something different on your ads and something different in your emails. You have to have a very clear idea of what makes you different from the competition, who is it that you serve, and what is the transformation that your product delivers. Now, this is the most important bit in your sales funnel, and you want to pay close attention to this. Because at the end of the day, you are directing all your traffic to your website. And if the message is off, you're probably not going to convert your prospects. And as I'm speaking this, I also know that a lot of founders and marketers watching this will not go back and do this. Instead, they'll try to Google for the next growth hack and find a shortcut that will get them hundreds of thousands of visitors the very next day. But let me make it very clear. This is shiny object syndrome. You're wasting your time. Because if nobody told you yet, let me make it clear for once and all. Marketing is very simple and straightforward. Like any subject, it can be made to seem overly complicated. And this is in part by internet marketers like me who get excited by every new algorithmic change and email marketing software out there. But it isn't so. Good marketing is extremely simple and straightforward. You just have to do it right. And getting clear on your offer is the first step towards this process. You have to pick up a message, make it polarizing, call out your target audience, and declare what makes you different. Stick with it and stay consistent. And remember, there is nothing that happens overnight. That's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching. This is Mrig, and I'll see you in the next video.